Hello and welcome to Titanium Taras Tarot, and tonight I will be doing another insight, okay? So I subscribe to Netflix, all right? And I have a specific show I really like to watch. It's called Too Hot to Handle. Now, the reason why I like it a lot is because there are tons of lessons inside. Because by you looking at other people and what they're doing, you can learn from them, right? And so what I like from this show is that I get to see what type of attitude and what type of way of acting and in what way I should act as opposed to what I might think. And so it's, even if what happens in the show is not something I would do, but it's something that would give me an example of something that might happen and how I can react to it, that really I find is good. Now, I'm not saying watch Too Hot to Handle for the clearly attractive people on the show, but what I'm saying is watch it to learn something from the show so that you can apply it in your life and have better connections in so doing. Now that's the reason why I watch it, and I always learn something new, especially because my main focus is that of communication. So if you look at if you look at any show at all right, you can go from Suits to Dora the Explorer. I do not care. But in every show, you'll find a different way of communication. You'll find different ways of interacting. And that's what I concentrate on when watching these types of shows. So sometimes you might think that a show is not so wholesome because it basically puts temptation right in front of you. But sometimes, the ultimate reason for the show is to help people grow. And as you can see on the show, that is what happens. People grow and expand, and if they don't form connections, and if they don't grow and expand and advance, that's what I said. Not in advance, but and advance, they will be booted off the show. So in a way, all right, you make connections, you make friendships, and you lose them if you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing in the show. So ultimately, you learn lessons that will help you through the rest of your life if you are smart enough to pick up on the lessons. See, what I also like is that from season to season, the show has been advancing, the show has been progressing. And even if it seems like the temptation is getting bigger, but the temptation bit is getting bigger, yes, of course, but there's also something else to be said for what is the people that are signing up are cognizant that things will happen. And I know in this season they know that it's called Too Hot to Handle and they expect certain things, so they have to be on par. So it's interesting. What I noticed is that it's interesting that in this show, people come on being like, I'm a rule breaker. And then they completely change their mind because they feel having rules broken on them. And it's kind of like having what you did to someone else being done to you. And you're like, yeah, okay, now I see how it feels. So I'm gonna not do that to someone else, because you finally feel it on your skin and it's not fun. It's not interesting and you want to stay clear of it. So I find that this show, Too Hot to Handle, has way too many pros and cons. I feel like people just by watching can be like, that does not sit well with me, or I don't like what this person did, or I actually appreciate what this person did. And so what all of this is doing is teaching you what to do and what not to do in certain situations. That's number one. Number two, it's kind of helping you to look for certain traits in specific people that you are interacting with or going out with. You're like, you know what, if you do this, I know how to respond, and so on and so forth. So to me, in my opinion, Too Hot to Handle has way more pros than cons, but that is my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt, okay? So, my gorgeous triple tears, this is all that I have for you guys tonight for this video. If you like this and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email box below, and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and the email you can send donations to on PayPal if you feel so called. Or you can leave a comment in the box below and it'll be my pleasure to answer. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I will see you next time, okay? Good night.